Hello. I just want to make sure uh, I'm audible clearly. Can someone confirm? I don't know who is. I see Sita
Yes.
Garu, Chennai.
Hi, Shushma. You are audible.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Namaste and welcome everyone for the fifth week of Infinity Sessions. I see people are still joining. So I would like to welcome and request Mangala Madam to sing a song for all of us. Welcome, Mangala Madam.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Namaste. अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायणा अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायणा अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथा कमलनयना हे माधवा अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथा कमलनयना हे माधवा करुणासागरा कालिङ्ग मर्दना करुणासागरा कालिङ्गमर्दना हे कृपा सिन्धु कृष्णा हे दया सिन्धु अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायणा विश्वरूपा विश्वाधार विश्वेश्वर हे नारायणा विश्वरूपा विश्वाधार विश्वेश्वर हे नारायणा भवभयहरणा दीनोद्धरणा भवभयहरणा दीनोद्धरणा हे कृपा सिन्धु कृष्णा हे दया सिन्धु अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायणा अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायणा आदिमूला नारायणा.
Thank you, Madam. That was so sweet and melodious. You have set the stage for today's session, Madam. Thank you so much.
Thank
Welcome, everyone. My name is Sushma, and I'm joining from Dallas, Texas. So, welcome to Infinity, everyone. Infinity is an effort to create a pure space where we all can forget everything and be with ourselves in meditation and experience the unlimited self of ours. Here, we drop all the ice in the infinity, which is the identification and belongingness to a particular religion or country or any spiritual organization, guru, or any spiritual practices, or it could be any belief systems, etc. etc. Ultimately, we all are seekers of truth, and truth is one. So we placed once in the infinity to come together and feel the oneness, to enjoy the beautiful divine space of oneness. In oneness, we all are infinite. We have a beautiful and exciting session today. I would like to give control to Prithvi. She is going to facilitate this session today. Welcome, Prithvi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sushma. Thank you all for joining us today. Welcome to the Infinity program. Today we have an amazing speaker with us, and we will have an exciting conversation. And it's going to be really interesting. So, I'm Prithvi, joining from Bangalore, representing Shambhala Seva Foundation here. So, today we have Pradeep Vijay as a speaker. Yeah, I see him on the video. Hello, sir. Namaste, sir. So, Pradeep Vijay is from India, and he actually migrated to Australia. He has conducted hundreds of meditation workshops, self healing, self realization, and self mastery retreats in more than 30 countries. And currently, he is the managing trustee of Agathiyar Pyramid Dhyana Ashrama in Tamil Nadu, and his vision is to fulfill the vision of Patriji of making this ashram as international headquarters for silence. So let's know more about Pradeep Vijay today in this conversation and in this session. I'm really excited. So, sir, before we start with the conversation, I request you to take us through meditation for 30 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Namaste to everyone. Drink some water. We will prepare ourselves to go into meditation. It's always a good practice to drink a sip of water so that your throat is not dry and you are comfortable. Sit comfortably. We'll be doing 30 minutes meditation. Clasping your hands, crossing your feet. Sit as comfortably as possible. Comfortably straight. You can take the support of the wall or you can take the support of the chair. Make sure you are in Sukhasana. Sukha Asana means comfortable posture. And gently close your eyes. For the next 30 minutes, please don't open your eyes. And let your awareness naturally drift towards your natural breath. Your 100% awareness totally on your breath. Natural breath, simple breath, soft breath. The breath is already happening. You're becoming aware of it. 100% pure awareness on your own natural breath. Let the breath be as simple as possible, as natural as possible, as tranquil as possible. And no expectations whatsoever, my dear friends. You are just simply closing your eyes and witnessing your breath. That's all. No expectations. Let go of all the expectations. And the moment you notice any thought, don't fight with your thoughts. Don't go behind your thoughts. Don't be worried about your thoughts. Simply bring your awareness to your natural breath again and again and again. Kindly be with your breath. Final 10 seconds. Gently place your hands on your eyes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready. And drink plenty of water. It's always a good practice to drink water immediately after meditation. And I'm assuming the format of this is more of a question answer session. So I let the host.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful meditation, especially Patriji's flute. It takes us to a different experience. Thank you so much. I think all the participants are back from the meditation, and we are good to start with the conversation today. So today the infinity session is all about, we drop our identities and know about the journey of the master, meditation master, about their meditation journey. So today we want to know more about you and your journey, sir. So to start off with, can you please tell us about your childhood, your family, your studies?
It's more about me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Childhood. It's unexpected that you will be asking about me. I thought it's going to be more of a Satsang Sangatyam. All right. So I was born in India in a normal middle class family in the year 1982. And both my parents were government employees. And I have an younger sister. So my mother used to say that I was a very special child. Till the age of 3, I didn't take any solids. I was only on liquids. And I started having solid food after intense vrata to Lord Hanuman. So in that way, my mother used to say that I was a very special child. And she also used to say that I don't cry. Even if somebody beats me, I don't cry. I look at them in their eyes. So I don't cry as a child. I didn't cry as a child. That's what my mother told. And I also do remember that I don't like crying. I like to gaze into the things. I like to look deep into the things. So then afterwards, it's like my quest to know myself was there at a very early age. So you have to get adjusted to this room environment where there is this lizards playing around and they're making noises. So you might have them playful noises around in the background, so that you have to get used to it. So as a very small child, I used to ask my mother, where did I come from? So my mother used to say, I think I was around 2.5 years age. So that was the first question I asked my mother, where did I come from? So my mother used to say, you came from my tummy. And how did I enter your tummy? And then where will I go next? So she was immediately like, no, I don't know. She was honest enough to say that I don't know, only yogis know this. So when you grow up, you will become a yogi and you will find out all the answers. This is what she told. And so that went very strong within me that when I grow up, I'm going to know myself, I'm going to become a yogi. And my understanding was, at the time, my understanding was a yogi means a person who goes into Himalayas, who goes into a deep forest in search of the truth. So I was prepared from a very childhood that I'm going to go to Himalayas and I'm going to search the truth. And also there were some movies at that time, Bhakta Prahalada and Ayappa Swami, where they go in search of God and they see God. So I was feeling very excited that I'm going to meet God and I'm going to know myself and I'm going to know all the truths. So that was my motivation to be on the planet Earth. So then later on, this was always there in the back of my mind. My main curiosity was, before birth, where did I come? And what happens after death? Where will I go? And I used to ask many people, what happens after death? Where do people go? And I still remember a funny conversation with my grandfather. I asked him that, you are getting 70, so you are going to die soon. So before you die, you let me know where you are going. Can you do this favor? Just before you die, you let me know where you are going and then you go. So this was the kind of curiosity I had as a child. It was always there in the back of my mind. Then I studied in a Christian school, and that was the first time in the school I heard this word as consciousness. So I still remember that I asked the teacher, what is consciousness? So she said that consciousness is a feeling in your heart. If you do something good, you feel warm, you feel expanded, you feel good in your heart. If you don't do something good, you don't feel good in your heart. So that which tells you whether you did a good thing or a bad thing is the consciousness. And so I started doing experiment. All the time I used to ask my consciousness, did I do the right thing? I used to question, did I do the right thing? Or before doing any act, should I do this or not? So I used to feel in my heart space, because my understanding was consciousness is a voice within which is guiding you all the time. It is a space in your heart which is guiding you all the time. So before I do anything, I close my eyes and I ask, okay, should I do this? If I feel good in my heart, I'll do that. If I don't feel good, then I don't do that. So this was part of my childhood practice. And then I was introduced to Jesus Christ teaching in the school. And then at home, because I'm born in a Hindu family, so they pray to many gods. There's a lot of deep questions I had, like who is God? If Jesus is God, then who is Ganesha? Who is Krishna? Who is Shiva? And then my friends who are sitting next to me, they are Muslim people, because the school used to be in a Muslim community, so there are more Muslim students in the school. So they used to say, Muhammad is the messenger and Allah is the God. And so there's deep questions, who is God? At home, they are saying Ganesha is God. At the school, they're saying Jesus is the Son of God. Here, the Muslim friends are saying Allah is a God. So I used to ask this question to my mother, like, who is God? Like, so many gods are there. Who really is God? And my mother said that God is something which is beyond all those people can define. So she gave an example of 7 blind people. So there used to be a small town, and there were 7 blind people in the town, and they heard that there was an elephant passing by in the town. There's going to be an elephant which is going to pass by the town. And they never saw an elephant in their lifetimes, and they want to see how an elephant looks. So naturally, because they are blind, so the only way they can they can see what the elephant looks like is by touch, by feel. So everybody's excited that they are going to feel the elephant. They're going to know about the elephant, what an elephant looks like, because they heard many stories that elephant is huge and elephant is a wise being, all those things. So when the elephant came, the elephant was passing by, they had only few seconds to go and feel the elephant. So one person went and touched the tail, one person went and touched the feet, another person went and touched the stomach area, another person went and touched the trunk, another person went and touched. So it's different parts of the elephant they went and touched, and the elephant passed by. So they got together and they were feeling so joyful, and they said, okay, elephant is nothing but it's like a rope, like a long rope, because that person has touched the tail. Another fellow disagreed, said, you are wrong. Elephant is like a pillar. Because I felt it, I touched it, was like a huge round pillar. He touched the feet. Another fellow disagreed and said, you both were wrong. Elephant is like a huge wall. He touched the stomach area. So all those 7 people were quarreling. So my mother told the story. So these 7 people were quarreling, but the actual real elephant is all put together and more than that. So that's the real elephant. So similarly, people on the planet Earth, they fight. Jesus is God, they fight. Allah is God, they fight. Krishna is God, Ganesha is God. But God is something all put together and beyond it also. So you cannot define God. So people who say that this is my God and this is the only God, they are like blind people. They have a limited perspective. So this is the story she said, which was very interesting to me. And so my search was, okay, I do agree that all these are gods, but God is something beyond it, put together and beyond it. So I was also curious to know who is God and meet God. So this was my fundamental questions as a child. Where did I come from? Where will I go next? And who is God? Right. So this is how, in the back of the mind, all the time, these questions were there. And consciousness, yes, I did a lot of experiment with my consciousness. So as I'm growing up, there's a pressure from the parents, from the society, expectations that I need to perform well, I need to get good marks. And so that got carried away. And all those questions were in the back burner. All the deeper questions were always in the back. So I finished my studies, I finished my schooling, high school, I finished my bachelor's in engineering. And whenever I had time, I used to gaze into the sky, and that deep contemplation was always there. So even in my college days, I knew that there are certain things which are not right. I didn't go into drugs, I didn't go into drinks, I didn't go into smoking, because I knew that these all were wrong, because my consciousness was saying, no, that's not right. So, and also I didn't have any girlfriends in the college days, because again, my consciousness was saying, no, you are not for that. Your parents are going to look a nice girl for you, so don't waste your time. Yeah, so focus on your studies. So kind of a person, in my college days, the nickname was Swami. People used to call me Swami in my college days, in my engineering days, because I was not like a regular guy. I was interested in philosophy. I was interested in the essence of life. So I had very few friends who can interact with me, who can really understand me. So always I felt like an alien. I felt like I didn't belong to Earth, because I couldn't find anybody like me. So I felt like I was a misfit. And also the education system, I didn't appreciate the education system, because you study a book, you by heart it, and then you go write the exam, and you get some marks, and based on the marks, you are classified as a first class distinction, blah, blah, blah. So I was not happy with that. And I really didn't like the education. For the sake of satisfying my parents, I used to study until I get first class, like 60 marks. And that's my goal. Like, okay, let my parents be happy, because it's the hard-earned money they are spending for my education. So let me get first class. So I still remember that in the exam, I used to tick the questions until I get pass mark or first class. Even though I know all the answers, I will write only I get to the first class. And after that, I don't want to write, because it was so demotivating. And so I didn't enjoy the education system. It was not fun, playful. And after I finished my engineering, I don't want to go to job, because I was still searching something about life. So I didn't want to go to job. So there was a pressure within the family that I should do job after my engineering. So the only way to escape is I tell my parents that I want to do my master's. And by the time I had this intuition that, it's enough, India is enough, the society is too much, there's a lot of competition. Maybe India doesn't suit me. Maybe I should go to some other country. So I told my parents, okay, I want to do master's in abroad. So they said, okay, if you have that desire, fine, we'll help you out. So then I took an education loan, bank loan, then I went to Australia. So when I went to Australia, it was a new world for the culture is new, people were open, and even my university was there's no theoretical exams, it's more of project, more of practical experiences, more of what you really learn and what you can really perform practically rather than theoretically. So that was more of practical based exams were there. So I enjoyed my master degree. And I was exploring Australia, I was exploring nature, I was having fun because it's a new culture, everything is new. Because in India there are certain people are closed-minded. So it's a cultural shift. Now, I won't say that people are closed-minded. Yes, spiritually people are broad-minded in India. But when it comes to many belief systems and when it comes to many conditions, there are a lot of conditions. There's a lot of classifications. This is right, this is wrong. There's a lot of judgments. There's a lot of class. There is a lot of rich class, poor class, and people. There is a lot of segregation. There is a lot of separation. One is superior to another. So when I went to Australia, there was dignity of labor. You can be a cleaner, you can be a CEO, you can be anything, but still you are respected. There's a dignity of labor. Any job you do, it's well respected. And also the pay is equal pay. You will feel a very small difference in the pay scale from the manager to the cleaner. So it's a very small difference in the pay scale as well. And people are respected, humans are respected as humans. And so I really enjoyed those days in Australia, where when the weekend comes, I used to take my car and go for a long drive. I would like to disappear in the nature, in the forest. I would sit in front of the beach and enjoy the sunset and the sunrise in deep contemplation, just simply enjoying the nature. Because I like to be myself in the nature. Because always being in the nature gave me an unknown joy, an unknown completion. So I didn't feel that I didn't belong to Earth. When I was with the people, I felt I'm an alien. But when I was in the nature, I always felt, yes, I feel complete. Then I finished my master degree and I got my PR. And I wanted to come back to India to celebrate the so-called success of life. Because people, my parents and the society expected that I finish my studies and I got to get a permanent residency in a developed country and to get a job. And that means you are settled. That's what you've been programmed from your school days. Study well, get good marks, get settled, get good job, good salary. So all those things I achieved in Australia. So I came back to celebrate. I came on a 3 months holiday. So I quit my job and I came to celebrate life. But it turned out to be that I noticed that my happiness is not permanent. Like when I go to the shopping, when I spend money, I'm happy. But once I come out of the shopping center, the happiness is going down. And then you go to a restaurant, you eat nice food. And after you come out of the restaurant, the happiness is slowly going down. And I'm getting back into the emptiness. I'm getting back into the contemplation mode. And when I spend time with my friends, yes, I'm happy with them. But once they go back to their homes, and when I come into my own space, something is missing. There is this emptiness within me. So the happiness is not all the time constant. And also there was a dispute within my family. Like I come from a joint family. We have 4 uncles and 2 aunts all living in the same house. We were like 25 people under the same roof. It's a joint family, one financial control, one, everybody earns money and gives to the elder uncle and he manages the financials. But there was some dispute, financial dispute, property dispute. So all this while, from the childhood, I thought the family is real. The love and affection they show is real. Family is amazing, wonderful. For me, my world was family, joint family. And it was very surprising and shocking. The very uncles and the aunts who I thought they love unconditionally, they are simply quarreling for the sake of money. And I could able to see their true nature coming in full display. But their money comes as the first priority, and next is all relations. So I was witnessing that dispute, and I was deeply disappointed that this family is also not real. So at the end of the day, it is for the money they are together. It's for economical insecurity they were together as a joint family. So they really didn't want to be together from the heart space. So I was deeply devastated that until then I thought my family is real. That is also not real. So that's when I felt totally shaken and terrible. And all the childhood questions came up very strongly. That what is life? By the time I was 25 years. So I lived my life on the planet Earth for 25 years. I don't know what life is. I don't know where did I come from. And I don't know where will I go. And death might come anytime. So death might come anytime and I don't know anything about myself. And I lived 25 years and nothing appears real to me on the planet Earth. Even family is not real. The love and affection they show is not real. So what is life? Who am I? What am I? Why did I come? And where will I go after that? So these questions were very strong in that space for me, which was always there, but it came up very strongly. I was in a space of vairagya. And I told myself that I've lived already 25 years and there is no point living any further without knowing anything about me. So I was in total blindness. There's no point of living life just like a blind person. If at all I have to live, there should be a meaning to my life. So I decided that unless I know myself, or in other words, I want eternal happiness. So what is the way to be eternally happy? So unless I found this way, unless I find this way, there is no point of living. So I went into a do or die space. So then I dropped everything. So I extended my trip. Initially, it was for 3 months. So I extended my trip. So I canceled my return ticket. So I went from one ashram to another ashram in search of what is this truth? What is the truth of life? How can I be eternally happy? So in that search, Sanapanasati came in my way. I saw a Patriji video of Bodhi Baba. So in that video, he says that if you want to know about you, if you want to know about your Janma Parampara, if you want to know about life, life after death, close your eyes and observe the breath. You will know this. I was like, this is what I was looking for all my life. Is it so simple? Close your eyes, observe the breath. You will know it. But he was having beard, so I was not believing those people who have the beard and special dress, because I always thought a person with truth will be very simple. A person with special appearance is a fake. So there was a doubt that he might be a fake guru also. And also in the same video, he said, you are God. Everybody is God around you. That struck me very deeply. My consciousness said, that is correct. Instantly, there was a confirmation from within my being. Yes, that is correct. From the childhood, I wanted to know who is God. And for the first time, I heard that you are God. Everybody around you is God. It clicked. Suddenly, the shift, like, yes, this is right. And he was speaking something sense. And then I went on into an intense experiment mode. So after I saw that video, I said, yes, I got what I want. Now I'm ready to go back to Australia because I ran out of all the dollars, Australian dollars. And now it's time for me to go back. So I said, okay, I'll go back to Australia, practice this meditation, and then simultaneously do job. So I spent about 9 months in India. And then after 9 months, I went back to Australia. And the moment I landed in Australia, my first immediate task was to apply for a job because financially I was high and dry. And when I was preparing my CV, my consciousness was not allowing me to prepare my resume. It was saying that no, job you can do anytime in your life. But this question, who am I, is the most important. What am I is the most important. The question to know myself is most important. Job can wait for few months. But this you cannot wait. So this was my inner calling. And I couldn't even prepare my resume. I couldn't even update my resume. So my only thing was I need to know about myself. So you close your eyes and observe the breath, you will know about you. You will know what happens after that. So that was my only goal of life at that time. So I was intensely meditating for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. So that One day meditation led to 2 days and 3 days and 4 days. I was meditating for 2.5 years of intense meditation in the research. I want to know the dead end of meditation. Because
So,
the very first session of meditation transformed my consciousness. My consciousness shifted. The very first session, I felt ultimate joy. Did nothing. I was meditating for half an hour. Did nothing, just being with my breath. I was so happy. And this is what I'm looking for. Without doing anything, I was so happy. Okay, this meditation is something. Then I meditated for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then I connected with all the beings. I can see myself with all the animals. I can see myself with all the trees. There is no separation. I felt that oneness consciousness with the whole of the creation within few hours of meditation. And then I was so much in pain that I was eating meat in my life, not knowing that I am part of them. They are part of me. So suddenly this guilt consciousness came in. How can I be so stupid that I was eating meat and not knowing this simple fact that they are my brothers and sisters. We are the same consciousness. So this guilt was very strong that how can I be so blind for all this while in my life? Even though I had this, I was a vegetarian for many parts in my life, but again, there was a lot of pressure from my family and friends to eat meat because it's good for your health, it's part of your food cycle, blah, blah, blah. And this simple understanding, I couldn't have. My consciousness shifted very naturally. I became a vegetarian very naturally. My consciousness shifted within 2 days of meditation. And so that's when I decided that I have to do something, that I have to teach meditation to everybody. I have to educate the people to be vegetarian. So that was one of my first decisions I took in my life after coming into the meditation path. And in my intense 2.5 years of meditation journey, I got the answers. Whatever I was looking for, I got the answers. And from then on, my second part of my life started. So I told you from my childhood till the point I got the meditation.
yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, it's very interesting that that question, that curiosity built in the 2-year-old boy itself, that to know who I am and where I have come from, and you landed up in coming into meditation. It's really very interesting to know your journey into meditation, sir. So my curiosity is that knowing you from your sessions, you don't actually believe things very easily. So, what really made you believe in meditation and try meditation and stick on to meditation, sir?
As I told you, it was my half an hour experiment. I experimented for half an hour. And in that half an hour, I've experienced a lot of joy. So I knew that there is something in this meditation. So that half an hour meditation led me to practice meditation for 2 hours. In that 2 hours, I was elated. I was in a space of ecstasy. And I, I disappeared. All my identities disappeared. It was interesting you call this program as Infinity. So that was one of my first experiences. I dropped all my identities. I can clearly see that because until then, there was this identity. I'm a male, I'm Indian, I'm an engineer, I'm from this background, and this. So all things dropped very naturally, and I can see myself as nothing but a consciousness. And so the first 2 days of meditation is very transforming for me. And I could see life from a different perspective. And there was a lot of joy, there was a lot of clarity from within me. All the limitations went away. So when all the limitations and all the identities left me, I felt expanded. I felt wow. I felt I'm no more feeling limited. I was feeling a lot of joy within me, and so that experience, that experiment, what I did with meditation, shifted my consciousness, and practically, I'm no more the same person. My perception of life shifted. So I knew that something is there in this meditation. So I want to know what is the ultimate of meditation. If just this 1 day, 2 days of meditation can get this much shift in my consciousness, where the perspective of life itself is changed. So I want to know the dead end of meditation. So I was in an intense research mode. What is the ultimate of meditation? So my own experiment motivated me to take this journey forward. Had I not got this experience in my own meditation, I wouldn't have continued. So it is my own experience which motivated me to go forward.
And also, sir, coming to self-transformation that you experienced in your personal life, you said that you could drop all your identities, as you said, about all the labels that you were carrying. And how would you define the word self before coming to meditation and after coming to meditation? What is the clear difference that you see, sir?
See, I didn't drop the identities. I didn't drop the identities. The identities dropped on its own. I didn't do anything. I think, yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I didn't drop the identities. The identities got dropped very naturally. See, that is the beautiful aspect. I didn't do anything. Things happened very naturally. So I didn't make any efforts to become a vegetarian. I became a vegetarian very naturally because my consciousness didn't allow me to eat that bloody food anymore. And the identities got dropped very naturally without me making any effort. The shift is very natural. And I was witnessing all that. And I was in a total witness mode of my own shift in the consciousness. So your question is, what is my understanding of self before meditation and after? Before meditation, I had the simple understanding that I would use my consciousness to check whether I'm doing the right things or not. So as that was my childhood practice, which I developed at a very early age. So always I check with my consciousness. So that's why even if many people say many things, if my consciousness didn't agree to that, I will not do that. So I was a kind of a rebel child. Even my father wanted to do something, wanted me to do something, I will only do only if I feel right. Just because somebody is saying something, I will not do it. So I was kind of a rebel child in that way. I will not believe anything blindly unless I feel it is right within my being. So after meditation, the definition of self shifted. That before it was, I was taking it like a guidance, a tool. Self for me was a tool for guidance before meditation. After meditation, I realized that there was no death for me because I could experience that I'm an eternal being. So after meditation, that limitation that I'm experiencing this life has disappeared. So for me, I can feel that I'm an expanded consciousness, I'm an eternal being, and there is no death for me, and the life continues. So uh, I started experimenting very consciously the soul feelings, how the soul feels while I'm working. So that's where I started experimenting mindfulness. I never studied mindfulness in any books. I don't know what mindfulness is. So it all came as an inner guidance. Like, okay, this is what you do. Like any act you do mindfully. How does your soul feel? Like you are no more in the autopilot mode. So I was walking and I was so walking mindfully with awareness. So how does my soul feel? So I went into a feeling person. And I would walk and suddenly I would stop and gaze into a huge tree and suddenly I disappear and the tree disappears. And then I was into a nothing space for about half an hour. And then I come back into my consciousness and then I say, oh, okay, I'm standing here. And when I look at the time, it was already half an hour. I'm standing in the same space. So I was more experimenting on this wow moments, like aha things. So my curiosity was more about to know about soul. What is this soul? What is this soul journey? And before meditation, the concept of self is very limited. The concept of self for me is to take the guidance from the consciousness. That was my only understanding. But after meditation, the concept of soul was expanded, totally expanded. So I was into an expanded mode, totally expanded mode. I can disappear at will. So I got that, um, you can call it as a gift. If I want, I can disappear. Like I close my eyes and I can disappear in my meditation. I just simply close my eyes and just watch my breath a couple of times and I disappear. And I don't know where I am in, I don't know which dimension I am in, totally in a complete blissful state where I'm everywhere, but I'm also empty. That's the kind of state. No thought state, no thought, no space. I cannot feel the space of the planet Earth. I cannot feel the time. So no thought, no time, no space zone. I can quickly get into that zone. And then, so I was wondering, these are new things for me. So I was more into that experiment zone of the mindfulness and how if I do mindfully, and I am very fresh, that I don't get tired. I was experimenting all those things. Like there are some days I don't eat food. For 10 days I didn't eat food. I want to experiment how my body reacts, how my soul feels. If I'm conscious that I'm only doing meditation, I'm only drinking water, how many days my body can sustain, and how my body space is. So I was into that experiment, and also I wouldn't sleep for 2 3 days, and I was only into meditation zone without sleeping. How my body feels. Is meditation alone enough, or is sleep is also equally important? So I was doing all those experiments within myself for 2.5 years.
Wow, this is really amazing. So, and you could have used a meditation for yourself, like feeling that bliss mode, experiencing that joy and all that benefits that you were getting through meditation. What really made you to teach meditation and become a full timer in teaching meditation, sir?
See, the first thing was, I had this deep questions of who am I, what am I from a very early child, but nobody was there to teach this meditation. So I felt that had I got this meditation in my school days, my life would have been better. Had I got this meditation, at least in my college days, my life would have been better. So there might be many people like me seeking the same thing, looking for the same thing. So I have to go and teach, because there are many people, because I always felt I'm an alien. From my childhood, I always felt I'm an alien. I never felt belong. So I felt that there might be many people on the planet Earth who are like me. So I have to go and reach out to them. What I experienced, I want to share so that they don't feel the same pain what I felt. Right? That was number one motivation. And number two, I couldn't enjoy any other job. See, after this intense 2.5 years of meditation, I went back to the IT job, because by the time I knew a lot about myself, I realized a lot about myself. And I also realized that I'm in extreme spirituality. Because meditating for 8 to 10 hours of day and then completely disconnecting from the outside world. And so I was in extreme spirituality. I know that. So again, I heard from Patriji that middle path is a must. So for me to be in the middle path, I have to go back to the society. I have to be a normal person. So I got a lot of siddhis those days. Like if I see somebody, I can feel their thoughts. I can see their aura. So all those siddhis came very naturally. But the more the siddhis I have, the more I'm going away from the people. Because for me, I felt the whole, everybody is stupid. They are running behind money, family. They don't know anything about themselves. So they are living a stupid lives. I cannot be part of them. So there's a lot of separation. And then for me to be in the middle path, I have to be one among all. And so I have to be part of one among all. I have to be very simple. I have to do the normal things. So that means go to job, earn money, right? Go to job, earn money, and be a normal person. And be a normal person and still be blissful in that normal state. So that is the middle path. So then I went to the job, and I was doing this IT job. And I was not happy. I was earning a good salary, and this job is nothing, because in spite of having this 2.5 years and then plus 9 months, in spite of having more than 3 years of break in my career, see, if you're out of the IT job for more than 6 months, you're out of the field, right? Because there's so much new technologies which comes up. And I was in intense research for 2.5 years. So the only thing I know is close your eyes and you disappear. So that was the only thing I knew. And all I studied in my bachelor's and master's, everything is gone in the wind. So to get a job itself was very challenging. I was not confident that I would get a job also because I didn't even touch a single book. I was out of all the technologies. But then again, my consciousness said, those 2.5 years you never wasted. That was the most productive time of your life. So you know what life is. You enjoyed your journey on this planet Earth because of this 2.5 years. So you didn't do anything bad. So don't feel guilty. You simply apply the job. Because by that time I was having contacts with my spirit guides. I was having contacts with higher dimension people. So I knew that I'm just an instrument. Everything is taken care by the astral masters. So my job is simply to apply the job. So astral masters will look after it. So I applied a job and I got the job without even asking a single question. And after I got the job, I have to perform in the job. So I don't know anything. So I just sat in front of the computer and I got this to-do task in front of me. And the whole coding and everything was coming through me. So whatever I studied in my bachelor's and master's and whatever I didn't study also came through. It was a very interesting journey that in spite of having that intense break, in spite of having that break, I was the top performer within the first fortnight of joining. So I outperformed even the senior members of whatever the task given, because I would just make us intent that whatever the job needs to be done, let it come through me. So I put that sacred intent, close my eyes, and put the sacred intent. And I was very surprised. My fingers were automatically typing. And I exactly knew where the bugs were. I exactly knew where to fix the problem. So all these things, I was experimenting my spirituality in this practical life. And it was fun. It was fun for me. Actually, it was really fun. But then after a few days, I felt like this is not real joy for me. My purpose of life is not this. So I was feeling to put it in simple words, there is no soul satisfaction doing that job, even in spite of having money and everything. There was no soul satisfaction. So my soul joy was when I do meditation, when I read books, when I speak about meditation, or when I teach meditation. My soul is in ultimate joy. Anything else I do, I'm not in a joyful mode. So these are the two reasons. Number one, there are many people like me who are seeking, so I have to reach them. And number two, any other job I do, I'm not happy. So I'm left with no choice other than to teach meditation. So that's how I decided to teach meditation to the whole world.
Wow, that's really interesting, sir. You have been sincerely practicing meditation and motivated and inspired to stick on to meditation. So we usually look up to a person to be inspired and get that motivation. So do you have a guru in your life? And if yes, can we know about it, sir?
No, my own experiments were my motivation.
Wow. So what kept you motivated every time? Your own experiences, is it?
I see, life itself is interesting. Life itself is interesting. And I never believed in any gurus. Never believed in any gurus from the childhood. I never believed somebody from outside can help me. When I met Patriji for the first time, my intention of meeting, he came to Melbourne. So I was intensely meditating for 3 months. And then my intuition suddenly said, hey, I don't know anything about Patriji. I just saw his video, Apo Deepa Baba, and he simply said, close your eyes, observe the breath. And after that, I started meditating. And after that, I was in the experiment mode. So I don't know what is Patriji, who is Patriji, what is this, where does he live, who is he? So I wanted to know more about him, because in that 3 months of time, there was a huge shift in my consciousness. And so I went on to the internet and I searched Patriji. Then the first link came up, he's landing in Melbourne in 2 days' time. So I contacted the local organizer and I explained that I was meditating for 3 months. Can I get a 1 minute appointment? On a few minutes appointment. He said, you can spend the whole day. So that was very interesting. I thought he's a famous guru and you need appointment to spend few minutes. And he said, you can spend the whole day. I said, okay, fine, I'll come. There was a part of me which was saying, no, you don't need to go and meet anybody because I never believed in any person. So you don't need to go and meet anybody. You meditated and you are happy with your meditation practice. And what else you need? You don't need to meet anybody. Don't get into that guru cult. So that was part of my consciousness saying. And another part of my consciousness was saying, no, because watching his video, your life got transformed. So at least go and say thank you and come. So that was another part of my consciousness. So there was a pull and push within me that should I go and meet him or not? But then finally, I told myself, at least if I go, I'll be able to see whether he's a real guru or fake guru. Now I'll go and put questions to him because I got 3 months of intense experience in meditation. I know what meditation is. So based on that experience, I will go and test whether he know meditation or not. So that was my motivation to check whether he's a real guru or fake guru. Because he was having beard and my life is precious. I cannot put my life in front of somebody blindly believing somebody. So my life is very, very precious to me. I cannot blindly believe anybody. So for that sake, to check whether he is real or fake, I went and met him. And it was a very beautiful experience. I spent a whole day with him. And for half a day, I was bombarding him with questions after questions. And so it was a beautiful debate we had, spiritual debate we had. And I felt he's like, yes, I can learn a lot of things from him. And I was very happy the whole day. So I asked this question to him, sir, I was very happy the whole day spending time with you. And I want to be happy like this rest of my life. What can I do? What should I do? He said, you do 3 things. Do meditation every day, do Swadhyayam every day, do Sajjana Sangatyam every day. If you do these 3 things every day, you will be happy throughout your life, 24/7. I said, okay, fine. This is what I want to know. And then I went and started reading books and it got into the Swadhyayam practice and all the things. So the reason why am I giving this example is, so I saw him as a senior who can guide me, not motivate me. I saw him as a friend. I never saw him as a guru. I saw him as a senior. In my journey, he's senior to me. Right? So I never saw him as a guru, or I never felt that he's a motivating factor. I knew that only my core is guiding me. So it's not like from an ego space. It's never from an ego space. I respect him. I respect many enlightened masters, and I get inspired from many, many teachers. I do. When I read a book, I get inspired. I said, okay, if this person can do this, I can also do this. So I get inspired from many enlightened masters. But as such, there is no person who I can say that, he is my motivation, he is my guru. I learn from everybody. I really learn from everybody. And that's one of the reasons that I'm against this cult. I was against worshipping guru figures because in reality, you learn from many, many people. You don't learn from, see, in PSSM, many people, they say that Patriji is ultimate, he is the ultimate guru. I disagree with them because they have a limited understanding that they have probably seen only one enlightened master, but they haven't seen many masters. And they follow a guru cult. I had this debate also once with Patriji. Before he vacated his body, I had this debate that I told him, sir, one of the Kohinoor diamond, it's like a Kohinoor diamond in the PSSM is be a master. You don't follow anybody. You are your own guru. Your breath is your guru and be a master. Never be a disciple. Always be a master. That was one of the core principles of PSSM. And that was like a Kohinoor, where you don't get this uniqueness in the rest of the organization. See, I traveled many countries. I met many spiritual teachers. I met great healers. I met people who have really magical powers. But everywhere there is this ultimate truth of you are your own guru was missing. That was there in PSSM. And for that reason, I really appreciated and I followed the teachings of the principles of PSSM. That one point which attracted me in the 18 guiding principles was be a master. So I was having this conversation with Patrickji that, sir, this is the most important point in PSSM. But unfortunately, many people are your bhaktas. There are many people in the name of spirituality, they have become your bhaktas. They are not working on themselves. They are not working on their self-mastery. They are not working on self-realization. They simply see you as a God figure. What a pathetic state it is. So this was the question I asked. And then, because he was motivating me in the lockdown, he was asking me to travel to many centers, pyramid centers, and I traveled more than 35,000 kilometers in 2 months. Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, the lockdowns time, because I got stuck in India. My flights got cancelled. So Patriji said, you travel and meet many people. Many people are waiting to see you. So in that travel experience, I saw there are many bhaktas in the name of calling themselves as masters. They were simply bhaktas. They're not working on their self-mastery. So when I asked it, so whenever I go see those people, I bash them left and right. And so I was feeling that I was asking Patriji, should I ignore it or should I go and scold them? Because they use your name, they use your principles, 18 guiding principles, and they themselves are not following it. So I have to scold them. Am I doing the right thing or I have to just let go? Non-interference. So he said, no, you have to do it. That is your job. That's precisely your job. You have to do it. And in that deep conversation with him, I was looking deep into his eyes and I felt, I got an amazing realization. You know, when 100 people or 1,000 people, they put you on the pedestal and they praise you and they see that you are a great person, your spiritual ego is to the top. You are flying high and you consider yourself to be a great person. When 1,000 people praise you, you feel so elevated. But for him, lakhs of people are considering him as God, but he is still a human. So this is the quality of a real teacher. So I should imbibe that quality. So this is how our interactions are, always in a very, very friendly space, and learning a lot from interactions with him. So I think I answered your question that I'm totally against all those inspirations, motivations. That's why any person who comes to me, I'm dead against the dependencies. I teach them the meditation and I say, you are on your own. Finished. Even when I go to a country, my job is I will go 4 times, 5 times to that particular country and teach the locals and make sure that they are practicing the right meditation. And after that, I will never go back to that country because it is their responsibility to get into their self-mastery. So I consciously disconnect from my students so that they can experience their own self-mastery.
Wow. Oh, very, very clear about this answer, sir. And moreover, as you said, Patriji always was not into this Guru Shishya culture, and he always connected through friendship. And he said, we all are equal. There's no master, there's no disciple, and that's the beauty of his teachings. So coming to the present thing, after Patriji has exited his body, how do you think that PSSM is doing right now, sir?
See, it's not up to me to judge what PSSM is doing. Okay, what is PSSM? What is PSSM? In your understanding, what is PSSM?
It is the movement where everybody are empowered to practice meditation, to be a vegetarian, and to be utilize the pyramid energies and be the masters. Apodepo Bhava.
Okay, see, this is bound to happen with every enlightened master. When the master is alive, the truth is alive. When the master vacates the body, slowly the distortion happens. This is bound to happen with every enlightened master. It happened with Jesus Christ. It happened with Buddha. It happened with every master. The main teachings of Buddha was no idol worship. No idol worship. And when Buddha vacated the body, in the name of Buddhism, people started keeping the Buddha's idols and started worshipping it. So then Jesus Christ's core teaching was the kingdom of God is within. And in the name of Christianity, there was so much wars. Right? So as long as, see, when Jesus Christ was alive, there is no Christianity.
Right.
When Muhammad is alive, there is no Islam. So as long as the master is alive, the truth is intact. The moment master vacates the body, then the cult forms. It is bound to happen. And Osho made every effort to break it. His emphasis was not to have any cult. But after Osho vacated the body, there was a cult. So it's the same with Patriji. His emphasis was your breath was your guru. Nobody is your guru. Only your breath was your guru. I cannot help you. Only you have to help yourself. This was his whole life teachings. And unfortunately, while he's still alive, towards his final days, when he was sick and when he was not able to travel much, so people started getting into this cult. They started inviting Patriji in their meditations. They started inviting Patriji to heal them astrally. So his very teachings has been negated. And now it's up to the, see, for me, PSSM simply means 18 guiding principles. PSSM is equal to 18 guiding principles. Any person who follows the 18 guiding principles, they are part of PSSM. Any person who is following in spirit the 18 guiding principles, they are part of PSSM. If somebody who is still having dependencies on gurus and dependencies on Patriji and Patriji's lineage, and in the name of Patriji, so much of nonsense, if that happens, and if those people who are not following the 18 guiding principles, I wouldn't say they are pyramid masters. So pyramid masters are somebody who follows the 18 guiding principles in letter and spirit. So I give you the answer. Every moment is bound to go into a downfall spiral once the master vacates the body. The cult forms into the place. So why would this question come is, how do you help yourself? How do you help yourself not to get into that trap? How do you help yourself not to get into that illusion? Is you follow Apo-Dipo Bhava. Always have this principle that only you can help yourself. Nobody else can. And the goal of your life is to be a master. It's very clear. The goal of your life is to be a master. So when you follow these two things, Apo-Dipo Bhava and self-mastery, when these 2 points are the primary focus of your life, then you are bound to become enlightened. Enlightenment comes to you. You don't look for enlightenment. Enlightenment comes in search of you. So that's how you help yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for being so straight and open, sir. Thank you so much. I think Sushma is also having few questions to you. Sushma, please go ahead.
Namaste, Pradeep Master. So I've been listening to your experiences, actually wonderful to know. So from past sessions and also from your introduction, you are one of the leading member initiated and building the Agastya pyramid in Chennai. So what was your first experience with the pyramid? When do you realize pyramids are, miraculous, and what inspired you to build the Agastya pyramid, and how is it different from other mega pyramids?
So pyramids, I have experimented very long back. The year 2008-9, I experimented about pyramids, and I was also part of pyramid research because I travel a lot. I meet a lot of scientists, pyramid scientists, pyramid engineers. So pyramids were there thousands of years, and there were many people who researched exclusively about pyramids and pyramid energy. So pyramids are very fascinating. What people know about pyramids is only a tip of an iceberg. What they don't know is so huge. Actually, pyramids are not only for healing, pyramids are not only for increasing your energy, cosmic energy. It's not only for preserving, but it is something more than that. Pyramids are actually for interdimensional travel. Pyramids, you can use pyramids for intergalactic travel also. And you use pyramids for upgrading your genetics. You use pyramids for upgrading your DNA system. There are many, many things. Pyramids are amazing. So I was part of that research, and even the government of India during the lockdown has constituted, just before the lockdown, I think in the year 2019, has constituted a research group. So I was part of that research group because somebody from India recommended my name, saying that this person works with many scientists and he travels around the world. So they recommended my name, and I was part of that pyramid research, which was under the Ministry of Defense. So there was this Baba Atomic Research Center and Tiruchi ports and Indian Army military operations. There were few departments from the government where they came together to research about the pyramids as well. So the government also researched about the pyramids. They were fascinated, but they didn't release the results yet. So because it's a government project, it's still classified. So what I'm trying to say was, I was part of the pyramid research for many years, and I worked exclusively with a lot of scientists and with the governments I worked. But then my reason to come to this Agatya pyramid was again few months before Patriji vacated the body. We were having the conversation, and he told me that he wanted this Agatya ashram to be the international headquarters for Mohammedan, because I was doing retreats. 9 months I travel around the world, and 3 months I come to India, and I will do intense retreats into self-realization and self-mastery and self-healing. So whatever I experimented in my own 2.5 years of intense research, I would put all those aspects and I will do a retreat for the people to experience the same. And all my retreats are silence retreats, mindfulness retreats, detox retreats, intense meditation retreats. So Patriji used to come to my retreats as a guest, and he would interact with all the international participants. And so he told me that he wanted this particular ashram to be the international headquarters for Mohammedan. And that was the last wish he had. He asked me before he vacated the body. So after he vacated the body, there was, I have to show, because there was a deep friendship with him. I learned a lot from him. And my soul guided me to come to this place and develop this ashram to the international standards, so that many people can come and experience mauna, silence, and mindfulness. So it was I resonated with just, it's not like he asked and I simply blindly came. When he asked me that it should be this way, I resonated with it. I felt, yes, it should be that way. And when I came to this ashram, I also intuitively felt guided. This place is really amazing because it is very rugged terrain, surrounded by mountains, far away from major cities. And even to come to this ashram, you need to make a dedicated effort. 8 kilometers deep from the main road. And it's 4 hours from Bangalore and 4 hours, 5 hours from Chennai. So this place cannot be a tourist place. So people who are sincere only will come to this place. You know, if you have an ashram near city, it becomes a picnic center sooner or later. It will become a tourist spot. But this kind of an ashram, this kind of a place, only dedicated seekers will come, number one. And number two, after Patriji vacating the body, in the name of Patriji, many centers are getting commercialized. Many ashrams are getting commercialized. So I wanted a place where the purity of the ashram is intact. where it's not commercialized. Number one, it's open for all the visitors, and number three, the true teachings, the truth is spoken straightforward, and there is no cult, there is no cult following, there is no guru worship. Only there is truth. Your breath is your guru, and you have a lot of wisdom, and you have a lot of books to learn from, and you have a lot of masters to get inspired from, and you have pyramids, and you can experiment with pyramids. You can energize yourself with pyramids. You can connect to the nature, and you can heal yourself emotionally. So all those aspects I want to imbibe, so that there is some place where it was my vision, when I started meditating in those intense meditation, when I got my own life transformed, I got this vision that I have to build an ashram where any person who enters the ashram and lives in the ashram for 7 days, and when they leave the ashram, they are no more the same person. They're a transformed person. So that was my vision. I thought I will build that ashram in Australia because I was living in Australia. I thought I will build that ashram in Australia. So when I came to this ashram, I felt like, no, I have to make this place that kind where any person who comes into this ashram and lives in this ashram for 7 days in total silence, in total mindfulness, in intense meditation practice, when they step out of the ashram after 7 days, he is no more the same person. He's a totally transformed person. His consciousness is shifted, and so he's a master by himself. So I really had that got that vision back then. So I thought it's an opportunity for me to implement it, and so that's one of the motivations I came here. And also at that time, this ashram was not fully developed. They just bought the land and they just built one pyramid, and there's no infrastructure, there's no accommodation, and there's not many public. There's no bathrooms or toilets, and there's no electricity. Once you reach this ashram has ground level, mid level, and top level. It's a 20-acre campus, so there's not many facilities here. So I thought by the time I was financially well off, because I was traveling around the world and I was doing a lot of retreats, and I was financially really well off. And I got this formula that whatever the money I get through my retreats or through donations, only 1/3 I take it for my expenditures, and the rest 2/3 I have to give back to the society. So this was the formula I got for many years, and I was successfully experienced, I successfully experimented with this money formula, and I was in abundance. So money was not a concern for me. I know the universe is going to support whatever is in the divine. The universe is going to support. I was always in the abundant space. So when I came to this ashram, it was 2020, 2022. 2022 on November 11th, I came to this ashram. On Patriji's birthday, I came to this ashram. I brought a group of Vietnamese students to meditate on Patriji's birthday here, because that was his wish to make this place an international headquarters. So I thought, let me bring my international students here to this ashram. So when I came to this ashram, deep down I felt there's nobody to look after this ashram, and there is no proper guidance to take forward this ashram. So, and also there was a request from the trustees at the time, that sir, because I can speak Tamil, so there was a request from the managing trustee that you please come to this ashram and give your teachings in Tamil so that it is helpful to the Tamil people around the world. So there was a request. So I accepted that request. And my intention was to just develop the infrastructure. I thought I'll develop the infrastructure within 2-3 months, and then I'll go back to my own teaching space. But after I came, it was like it's a soul calling that I'm not going to be here for 1 month, 2 months. I have to set up the core principles of the ashram. I have to create the foundation. I have to create the standard operating procedures so that this ashram maintains its purity for another 100 years. So this ashram will act like a spiritual university. So this was my vision, and I acted upon it. So that's how I'm here in this ashram.
Thank you, Pradeep sir. Like amazing. You have told about your journey in the pyramid, and it was very interesting. Even the government and defense and army, they are researching more about pyramids, because when I started my meditation, I had a resistance to the pyramids. I was happy with the meditation, reading books, and Sajjan Sangatya, but there was some resistance because I was very new with the belief system I have brought up. So that's why I was asking, what is the first time how you have connected to the pyramids, and very interesting to know about it. And I definitely like when you said if somebody comes to the ashram and by the week they will go as a master. That is really inspiring to me, and that is one of my bucket list now. Definitely, I will try to visit one time, sir. And here in Dallas as well, we had initiation going on to build a mega pyramid, right? And there are different kinds of pyramids. So before I go into the next question, so like Merkaba pyramid and our Gaza pyramids, which most of our mega pyramids are, right? So is there any reason why there are no mega pyramids with the Merkaba?
The Merkaba is a sacred geometry, right? Merkaba is just a sacred geometry where the Merkaba technology was being kept as a secret for many years because the humanity is not ready for that. So, since only last 2 years, I've been guided to work on Merkaba energies. So, to put it in simple words, pyramids and Merkaba. It's not Merkaba pyramid, it is Merkaba. Right? Merkaba is a sacred geometry. If you see Sri Chakram, the center of the Sri Chakram is a star. Right? So the star is one pyramid and another inverted pyramid. So that's how the star shape is formed. Two pyramids intersecting, merging, becomes a star. So Merkaba is two pyramids intersecting. And Merkaba has been spoken in many traditions, in many cultures, as a sacred geometry, that it's a healing space and it is a space where you connect your higher self. The very word Merkaba simply means Ba is the body, Ka is your soul, and Mar is the light, is the God consciousness. So your God consciousness and your soul and your body is in alignment. So that is Merkaba. And compared to pyramids, Merkaba has more energy. And Merkaba has other things also. It helps in your spiritual awakening, which pyramids also can do. But this is more of the hastening progress. So that's why the humanities, it was kept as a secret for many hundreds and thousands of years. Because then the humanity will start misusing it. But now the time has come where humans can use the sacred geometries in a very conscious way towards their self-realization. See, anything you use towards your own upliftment, anything you use for your own awakening is the right thing. But anything you use to interfere in others' affairs bounces back as a bad karma. So many people get into the healing business. Of course, their intent is pure. They want to help others. Their intent is pure. They want to help others. But they don't understand the consequences. They don't understand the law of karma. They don't understand the consequences of healing. So they start interfering in other person's karma in the name of healing. And that's when all these technologies are getting misused. So it is for that reason the astral masters kept the Merkaba technology as a secret for many thousands of years. Or in other words, very few people knew about this technology. So Merkaba also has a golden angles, 51 degrees, 51 minutes. And pyramids also have golden angles, 51 degrees, 51 minutes. Egypt pyramid in Gaza also has golden angles, 51 degrees, 51 minutes. So pyramids can be of any angle, but the pyramid with the golden angle, which is 51 degrees, 51 minutes, has the highest energy. Right? So this is, for example, this is the base of the pyramid and this is the inclination, this is the slope. So this angle, this particular angle from the base to the slope should be 51 degrees, 51 minutes. So when you have that particular angle, we call it as a golden angle. And any pyramid with that, pyramid can be of any material. You can make it from any material. So pyramid with the golden angles have maximum energy and maximum stability. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, yeah, it was very interesting to know the meaning of the Merkaba itself. Very, like God consciousness aligning with your body and soul. It is very interesting to know. So, we would definitely like to have more sessions with you for the Dallas team, and we have Sharma sir online. So he is leading the Omega Pyramid to construct in Dallas. So I would like to invite him and have any questions and have any quick word with you, sir. So welcome, Sharma sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Sushma. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pradeep, sir. So I have listened your many of your sessions, and I know. So I learned a lot of things from your sessions. So though I did not participate directly in the sessions, I did not get an opportunity till now. But I watched many of your YouTube sessions. I learned so much. So in Dallas, we are planning to bring a mega pyramid. So that is Omega Pyramid. That is what we have named. So once actually, so Patriji said, what is the meaning of Omega in terms of enlightenment? So all alpha is the realization of Mamatma. I am the soul. There is no death. And Omega state of enlightenment is Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma. That's what he said. And when we meditated for what to name this pyramid in October, so this name came to us, Omega Pyramid. So that is the name. So we have given to this mega pyramid that is coming up in Dallas. We have acquired the land, and we'll be shortly embarking on the next steps. So I mean, this Merkaba pyramid is also in my mind for quite some time, and you have given such clarity for this Merkaba. Thank you so much. So we'll see in future. So maybe Merkaba will also materialize in Dallas. Thank you so much for your insights, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, you have to visit this ashram once and experience yourself firsthand. And we have 3 pyramids here. We have one pyramid on the ground level, which is 36 feet by 36 feet. And we have a Merkaba on the mid level. So when I say the ground, because the ashram terrain is a hilly terrain. So we have a ground level, and then the mid level you climb a small hill, then you have a Merkaba 27 feet by 27 feet. And we have placed more than 6 tons of crystals, and we have kept crop circles also. And then you climb further up the hill, then you have a 45 feet by 45 feet pyramid. So we have 3 pyramids here. So you can come and experiment for yourself and see the difference between a pyramid and a Merkaba, and whatever you intuitively feel guided, and you can take it forward that way. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. When actually it was Patriji who introduced Merkaba to me. I was not aware of Merkaba. I know that Merkaba is a sacred geometry that I know. But the construction of the Merkaba and the significance of Merkaba was introduced by Patriji during the lockdown. There was a village in Telangana. It's called Satupalli. It's not a village per se, it's a town. So he guided me in that lockdown period to go to that place and visit. So he was to, I said, I traveled 35,000 kilometers across Telangana, Karnataka, many places. So he was giving the route map to go to this place and go to this town and see this master. So, and he was very particular that I have to go to this particular place in Telangana called Satpalli. So he was insisting on it. And I was like, Satupalli looks like a village. What is there in a village? Why he was so much persistent for me to go to that place? So I missed out in the first trip. And then he was like very specific. Oh, you didn't see it. Okay, next time. The second trip also missed out because it was not part of my route plan. So second time also he asked, no, no, you should go. Then the third time, what is there? Why is he emphasizing so much? So let me go there. And then when I went, I realized that it is not a village. It's a town. Actually, it's a big town. And then for the first time, I saw that star-shaped pyramid, the Merkaba pyramid. And I asked the people who built it, how did you build this? So then there was one lady, her name is Shushmita. She was a meditator. And she got this in her meditation that she has to build it. And so the entire design, the technical support was given to her in her meditation by the star beings or astral masters, whoever you can call it. So they don't know much about pyramids. They don't know about the pyramid research. They don't know about Merkaba. They are simply following the guidance they were getting, the meditation, and they are building up that particular structure. So when I went, I felt instantly that this is a structure which is connecting to the other dimensions. I can feel star beings around. And I explained the pyramid energy, how the pyramid energy works. And I explained about the Merkaba sacred geometry to them. And then everything, all the dots were connecting for them. And it was still under construction at the time. Even though the structure was ready, it is still under construction. So after I saw that structure, then Patriji called me and he asked, how is it? Then it is beyond, it is connecting to the other dimensions. So Patriji said, yes, exactly. That's the reason I wanted you to go there. And now you know what to do. So after that, it was very motivating that how come this structure, this compared to a pyramid, this Merkaba structure is shifting the consciousness at a drastic speed, on a very quantum level. So then I wanted to do it as an experiment. So I built a 10 feet by 10 feet Merkaba near my hometown called Palamnir. So there was already a pyramid, 60 feet pyramid was already there. So I built a 10 feet Merkaba next to the 60 feet pyramid. It's a 10 feet Merkaba next to the 60 by 60 feet pyramid. As an experiment, I wanted to see. Then I told the trustees who were looking after that particular center, I told them, just do a research how this is. You get the feedback from the visitors. And within 2 months, they got back to me and they said, sir, this Merkaba is so amazing. Whatever the energy you get in King's Chamber, you get more energy than that here in this Merkaba, number one. And number two, the healing was at a faster rate. Normally, that was the COVID time, Corona time. The people get healed in 14 to 15 days time inside the pyramid. But inside the Merkaba, they are getting healed in 7 to 8 days time. Right? That's the number two. And number three, for the beginners of meditation, see, people who cannot sit more than 20 minutes in meditation, but within the Merkaba, they are able to sit 1 hour, 2 hours at a stretch without much disturbance in their physical bodies. They're able to go into intense meditation. People who have complaints that they cannot sit more than 15 minutes, the same people, they're able to meditate for 2 hours at a stretch. So this is something magical. So that was the third result they gave. And the fourth one was interesting. They said that they had some issues within the trustees, and also the land belongs to a temple, and the temple Dharmakarta was not in favor of transferring the land to the pyramid. So after the Merkaba inauguration, that person who was not cooperating became the main supporter of this ashram. So he transformed to such a level that the person who is resistant and person who is not in favor, his consciousness shifted ever since the Merkaba came. And there is the development of the entire campus was getting into an exponential phase because everybody came into a collaboration mode. Okay, so Merkaba energies really shifts and creates a turmoil in everybody, and then finally they have to come up into the oneness consciousness. So I realized that, okay, Merkaba is helping in that way. Then I want to do a further research. Then I built another 20 feet by 20 feet Merkaba in a place called Nagiri, bordering Tamil Nadu. So there also the similar results. So when I came to this ashram in Tamil Nadu, there was a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of disturbance. The land is not clear. Boundaries are not clear. Trustees are not in. Trustees are not collaborating with each other. There is a lot of disputes. So I said, okay, let me try Markaba here. So that's how I brought Markaba to this ashram. And I would say it shifted. It really shifted. It really shifted the consciousness of the people who are working. And this it's magical. I can speak from my own experience. So I want you to do a little experiment with Markaba and then see whether that land needs Markaba or pyramid. You decide for yourself. And very interestingly, see, Patriji motivated me to get into this Markaba and learn the technology and start spreading it. But the same Patriji discouraged many pyramid masters not to go into the Markaba zone. And there were some senior masters who went and asked Patriji that, sir, I want to build a Markaba. Can I build Markaba? He gave a warning, don't ever go near Markaba. Because I can clearly see why he say that. Because if your consciousness is not pure, it's going to blow you out. Like, if you're not ready, if you don't know how to handle fire and you play with the fire, you burn your fingers. So similarly, if your consciousness is not pure, your intentions are not for the service, and you are into name and fame, and you are into money, and you are into different mayas, and you are having a spiritual mask as a camouflage, then the Markaba energy is going to hit you very hard. There was one person who experimented with Markaba, and he was in deathbed for 2 years. So that's why you have to be very clear that if you are working with Markaba energies, you have to be absolutely pure in your consciousness, and you have to be very clear that the project you are doing is not for yourself, it's not for your own glory, name, and fame, it's only to help the humanity. In that space, the Markaba comes in alignment with you.
Excellent information, sir. Yeah, so I think, yeah, when the time comes, so that will come. So I'm aligned with that one, sir. That
Yes.
thought. Thank you so much. It's great
I
information.
don't normally share this information, but somehow, it's meant to be. It's meant to be that the US, I feel the US needs Markaba energies.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing, sir. It was. I know in the interest of time we can do more, but we would really like you to come and share more about pyramids and pyramid energies here for Omega team and as well as to Dallas community, because it's important now to bring the awareness into many people about the pyramids, sir. So definitely we will be inviting you for more sessions, sir. Um, and it was very good information about the pyramids and Merkaba. Thank you very much, sir. And any questions from the participants? In the interest of time, I don't know, but maybe we can take one.
I don't see any questions on the chat, Sushma.
Okay, so we will wrap
Okay.
up this session because I have another
Okay.
appointment as well. And I'll be getting into Mauna for 40 days starting next week. And after that, from the month of March till June, I'm in Europe. I'm also currently involved in a project in Switzerland to have a pyramid in Switzerland and to have an ashram, similar ashram in Switzerland. So I will be in Mauna for the 40 days. So the next session you want probably is from the month of April. So you can reach out to me and we can have, I'm happy to communicate with you. I'm happy to share from the month of April.
Definitely, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much. And namaste to all. It's such a pleasure to share. And when I'm sharing, I was recollecting my own journey and I totally enjoyed this space. Thank you very much. Namaste to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was an amazing session and a very profound wisdom. Pleasure is ours. Thank you very much, sir. We had an amazing session, everyone. Thank you for joining today. And again, I would like to thank you, our sponsor, Srihari Sharma from Omega Pyramid. And also, I would like to thank Parinita and Parmila Patri for showing always their support, and our partners, Meditation Magic, Omega Pyramid, Shambhala Seva Foundation, Breath Universe, IFFS, and our own PMC English. Thank you all, and we will see you next week.